Good morning.
That's good to hear. So today we're gonna talk about non-fiction texts. So non-fiction texts are about facts, real things, real people, places, events. But first, what is the meaning of wild? Yes, Sophia.
What do you mean?
Wild. What is the meaning of wild? Okay.
Present tomorrow.
If a animal is wild, it lives in nature. Yes? Yes? So if an animal is wild, it lives in nature, so it doesn't take care of by people, okay? So for example, we are some foxes, they are wild animals because they live in the woods and they take care of themselves. Yes? Yes, Sophia?
What do you mean? Animal.
So can you tell me an example of any wild animal that you know of? Yes, no? Good job. Yes, Alma. Yes, that's a wild animal. Yes. Yeah, that's right. You got it. So now I want you to do a little activity so I can see that you understand what a wild animal is. So you just have to circle the wild animal in this page.
Which one's your wild animal, Gabby? Circle all the wild ones. Look in your box. Get another one out, honey.
Okay, all done? So key details can also be found in non-fiction text.
What about the elephant?
We know already that key details are important pieces of information, right? So today, we are going to learn how to answer questions in non-fiction text with key details, okay? Yes. So let's dig for information.
Isabella, turn it up.
Question words such as who, what, and where help us answer questions.
Can you see? Okay, I want everybody
These are for
to
them.
look at
You
them.
will. Learn how important it is to ask and answer questions about the stories we read to help us better understand the story. Question words such as who, what, and where help us answer questions about text. They give us clues to the kind of information we're looking for. This information is called the key details. For example, who questions ask us about the people in the text. What questions ask us about the animals, objects, or events in the text. When questions ask us about the time things happen in the text. Where questions ask us about the place in the text. Click on each question word for an example. When you've clicked on all 4 words, click Next to continue. What questions ask about the animals, objects, or events in the text? For example, what did you find on the seashore? I found a seashell. Seashell is the answer to the what question. When questions ask about the time things happen in the text. For example, when did you go swimming? We went swimming during the day. During the day is the answer to the when question. Where questions ask about the place in the text. For example, where did you go today? I went to the beach. The beach is the answer to the where question. Who questions ask about the people in the text. For example, who is building the sandcastle in this picture? The children are building the sandcastle. The children is the answer to the who question. Let's review the question words who, what, when, and where. Match each question word to the picture that could answer the question. Look at the pictures. Scuba diver, fish, day and night, ocean. Drag and drop the question word to the picture that could answer the question. Then click Submit to check your answers. Click on each question word if you need to hear them read again.
So who can go to the board and do this? Yes, more. Can you come here? Can you come here to do that in the board?
Who,
So who? Yes, Sophia, come here. Come here so you can do it on the board. Yes, that's right.
who,
Good job. So, yes, yes, Jackson, come here. Where? Where is telling us the place, right? So where? Where is the place? today. Yes.
What?
Okay, good. Let's check it. Let's see.
Great job! You matched the question words to the pictures that could answer the question. The scuba diver answers who. The fish answers what. Day and night answers when. The ocean answers where. Click continue to go on. Questions that begin with the word who ask about the people in the text. An example of a who question is, who is running? We can use the details in the picture to answer the question. The children are running. Another example of a who question is, who is digging in the sand?
Who's digging in the sand?
Boy.
We can use the details in the picture to answer the question. The boy is digging in the sand. Looking at these important details helps us better understand what is happening in the pictures. Look at what we just found. It's a sea star. Let's read about them. Read along as I read aloud. Sea stars have 5 arms. People call them starfish. They're not fish. Some sea stars live in mud and sand. Now, let's answer a who question. Who calls the sea star a starfish? Look at your choices. Fish, people, sea star. Choose the answer that tells who calls a sea star a starfish. Then click submit to check your answer. If you need to hear the text again, click on the sea star at the top of the screen.
So who wants to come here to the board? Yes or no? Who called the sister starfish? Fish, people, or sister? Yes. Yes, we got it.
Super! The text says people call them starfish. Click continue to go on. Questions that begin with the word what ask about what is happening in the text. They also ask about
What is that?
objects or things in the text. An example of a what question is, what kind of animal is on the rocks? We can use the details in the picture to answer the question. An octopus is on the rocks. Another example of a what question is, what is the dolphin doing?
What is the dolphin doing?
We can use the details in the picture to answer the question. The dolphin is swimming in the water. Looking at these important details helps us better understand what is happening in the pictures. Let's see what we found. It's a sea urchin. Let's read about them. Read along as I read aloud. This is a sea urchin. It has long spines. Most sea urchins are black, green, brown, purple, or red. They live in rocks. Now let's answer a what question. What do sea urchins look like? Look at your choices. They are different colors. They live in rocks. They have long spines. Choose all the answers that tell what sea urchins look like. Then click submit to check your answers. Click on the sea star at the top of the screen if you'd like to hear the text read again.
Yes, good. What else?
Great job! The text says that sea urchins are different colors and have long spines. Click continue to go on. Questions that begin with the word where ask about the place animals, people, or objects are located in the text. An example of a where question is, where do turtles lay their eggs? We can use the details in the picture to answer the question. Turtles lay their eggs in the sand on the beach. Another example of a where question is, where do sharks live?
Where does that sleep?
We can use the details in the picture to answer the question. Sharks live in the ocean. Looking at these important details helps us better understand what is happening in the pictures. Look, it's a hermit crab. Let's read about them. Read along as I read aloud. Hermit crabs live in shells. Hermit crabs have long bodies. They also have long, soft legs. Shells keep them safe. Let's answer a where question about hermit crabs. where do hermit crabs live? Look at your choices. Do they live in a hole or in a shell? Look at the answer that tells where hermit crabs live, then click Submit to check your answer. Click on the C star at the top of the screen if you need to hear the text again. Great job! The text says hermit crabs live in shells. Click Continue to go on. Questions that begin with the word when ask about the time something happens. An example of a when question is, when are we going to the beach? We can use
When are we going to the beach?
the details in the picture to answer the question. We're going to the beach today. Another example of a when question is, when do hermit crabs hunt for food? We can use the details in the picture to answer the question.
So when? When do they hunt for food? During the day or during the night?
Hermit crabs hunt for food at night. Looking at these important details helps us better understand what is happening in the pictures. Let's continue reading about the hermit crab. Read along as I read aloud. Hermit crabs grow bigger. They need a bigger home. They look for empty shells. Then they move into a new home. Let's answer a when question about hermit crabs. When do hermit crabs need a new home? Look at your choices. Do they need a new home when their shell breaks or when they grow bigger? Choose the answer that tells when hermit crabs need a new home. Then click Submit to check your answer. Click on the C star at the top of the screen if you need to hear the text again.
When do they need a new home? Yes, good job.
Fantastic! The text says that hermit crabs need a new home when they get bigger. Click Continue to go on. You did a wonderful job answering who, what, when, and where questions about the amazing things we found on the seashore. Let's answer more questions about the things we find on the seashore. Get out your binoculars and let's see what we can find. Look, we found a horseshoe crab. Let's learn about them. Read along as I read the text. Horseshoe crabs look like a horse's shoe. They have 9 eyes. They have a long tail. They eat worms and clams. What do horseshoe crabs eat? Look at your choices. Clams, crabs, worms. Choose all the answers that tell what horseshoe crabs eat. Then click Submit to check your answers. Click on the C star at the top of the screen if you need to hear the text again.
What do they eat? They eat worms and clams. And what else? Read the sentence. They eat worms and clams. So worms and what is the other question?
Super job! The text says that horseshoe crabs eat worms and clams. Click Continue to go on. Let's continue reading about horseshoe crabs. Horseshoe crabs lay many eggs. They lay them in sand on the beach. Birds like to eat the eggs. Baby crabs go in the shallow water to live. What eats horseshoe crab eggs? Look at your choices. Baby crabs, birds, or people. Choose the answer that tells what likes to eat horseshoe crab eggs. Then click Submit to check your answer. Click on the C star at the top of the screen if you need to hear the text again. Fantastic! The text says birds like to eat the eggs. Click Continue to go on. Here's another question about horseshoe crabs. Where do baby horseshoe crabs live? Look at your choices. In the sand, in deep water, in shallow water. Choose the answer that tells where baby horseshoe crabs live. Then click Submit to check your answer. If you need to hear the text again, click on the C star at the top of the screen. Super! The text says that baby crabs go in the shallow water to live. But continue to go on. You did it! You answered all the questions about the exciting things we found on the seashore. You've learned how to answer questions about key details in a nonfiction text. Now, let's go for a swim.